Hey, what's up, Flomies? It's me again, Mr. Ray, and you are here for another edition of your Anytime Now. For today, we are going to be touching up on our basics. Yep, you heard it. Our basics. Or we can also just call it our fundamentals. Whichever works for you. Alright, so for our basics today, we are going to be, of course, doing our race and chase, our Matador's wheel. Our race and chase, and our Matador's wheel. Our race and chase, and our Matador's wheel. Yeah, pretty much that's it. Our race and chase and our Matador's wheel. Why not, right? But apart from that, we are also going to see how our race and chase and our Matador's wheel connects to our Cheetah's Tail, our Overhand Cheetah's Tail, or Peacock, and our Cheetador and our Peatador. Peatador! Alright, so let's see how these two play around with these four. Right? Well, technically they're also both four because it's an overhand and an underhand race and chase and an overhand and an underhand Matador. But anyway, you get the picture, you get the point. Let's get going. Something that I want to point out with our fundamentals is the reason why they are called our fundamentals is because they are where the fun starts. Yeah, I mean that's the first part of fundamentals anyway. Fun, you know. So we know that there are many ways that we can explore our fundamentals, and so many people and so many groups and so many tutorials have already been out that talk about the basics, that talk about the fundamentals. And I feel that it is, of course, of service to everybody and to the community and even to myself to remember how important the fundamentals are. Because these pillars of movement will be with us all throughout in this journey of growth, right? For our race and chase, we will be exploring two kinds of race and chase. Our anchored race and chases and our alternating race and chases. So when we talk about anchored race and chases, this means that one hand is steady, or rather one hand is trailing the other hand. So we've heard this before, the lead hand and the trail hand. The lead hand obviously is the one that leads the movement. The trail hand is obviously the hand that trails the lead hand, right? And so with that, with the anchored race and chases, we will see how that also suddenly applies into our Matadors, okay? And then, of course, our alternating race and chases are basically alternating between the lead and the trail. Or you can also think of it where both hands start to alternate into the lead of the movement, okay? So first we're going to begin with our underhand movement. A nice drill or a nice practice that you can start out with when doing our underhand movement, or when we're practicing rather our race and chase, is to keep one hand without a rope and the other with a rope. So if you checked out, or if you were there during the Facebook Live with Ayala Mall Manila Bay and Coach Angela at the first session, you see that she started out with one hand, one rope. One hand, no rope. Alright. So for this part, we're going to start out in a neutral bilateral stance. Again, a neutral bilateral stance is when your feet are, well, parallel from each other and are hip width apart. Okay? So keep your knees soft. Keep your tailbone tucked in and your chin pulled in. Find one spot, or even just look into the camera, or, well, I'm looking into the camera. Look into the screen, you know, whichever way works for you. So again, you can choose to hold it with one finger in between the handles, or you can hold it already in your A-OK grip. So for this part, we want to start out with the pendulum, because that is where we will understand the difference between an underhand and an overhand. For the underhand, the pendulum goes forward. For the overhand, the pendulum goes back. Alright? So underhand, overhand, underhand, overhand. All right, here's another tip. The reason why it's called underhand, because the motion happens under a hand. Or the motion happens under the hand. Or it happens under a hand, basically. All right? Basic. All right, so lean to that one side, start bending the knees as you're penduluming. All right, now from here, let's get ready to swing it. One thing to remember also is the applied force for an underhand is forward and up. Forward and up. We're going to do one-handed practices first, or one-handed movements. So, here's what I want you guys to do, or here's what I want us to do. With one hand swinging, the other hand is on top. And because this is an underhand motion, we want to make sure that the hand is, or the motion happens under a hand. A hand! Motion happens under, right? Okay. Backhand pushes out when it's on this side, when it's on the opposite side. When it's on the same side, the palm is the one that pushes out. So notice that the hand with the rope, the palm is pushing out, and the hand without the rope, the backhand is pushing out. And then on to switch to the other side. So every time it's on the opposite, or the hand is on the opposite side, it's the backhand that's pushing out. Makes sense, right? So from here, there you go. So just try to get it into practice 2 swings before switching. And then switch. So now it's that my other hand is the hand with the rope, therefore it stays under. Alright. Alright. Just get that practice and that feeling going. From here, we'll try with 2 hands. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Just to get that motion going. So you'll notice that the motion with the hand, with the palm facing out or facing forward, facing out rather, is the one leading the movement. So that's cool. That's pwede. Why not? So even if you're doing race and chase, palm out. So this is your alternating race and chase, because the hands are alternating the lead of the motion. The hand on top is just simply trailing it. And you'll notice that each time you switch sides, there is a slight lag on the top hand, right? Before it goes down. This is going to be helpful later. Okay. If you want, you can even practice crossing your arms before you switch. So that's your alternating race and chase. Okay? Now, from here, going into an anchored race and chase, what's going to happen is, we'll start here. Again, start on one side. And pulse, or swing into an underhand, just do a side propeller, push the palms out. Now from here, keeping the top hand on top, obviously, we're gonna switch. Okay, so this is a bit trickier because there's a tendency for the rope to X or to cross. So you wanna go slower, keep the grip loose. This is where the grip loose will help. And if it's crossing, that's okay. Just get used to the motion. Naturally, the motion will want to bring the other hand down, right? So let's start again here. So what we're going to do is to take race and chase, but keep the opposite hand up. 1, or keep one hand that's already up there. And let the hand that's already down lead the motion. So either race and chase is right. It just depends on what you want to do. Either also works. So none is right, none is wrong. You know, none, it's just the same movement. you know? So play around with both hands. There you go. Switch now. Now it's my left that's creating the movement. If you're having a bit of trouble with this, remember to swing to the side and pulse. There's a tendency to want to dodge the rope. Don't dodge it. Lean to it. Surprisingly enough, you'll get less hit if you lean towards that side. And another thing, try to keep the handles always facing out. So the rope is facing out, the handles are facing in. This will help rotate your wrists, right? Okay, so maybe do 5 of this or 6 of this on each side, and then another 5 or 6 on each side with both hands, and then you can come into an alternating again. And so play with that. Here's the thing, with whatever arm you're dominant with, maybe you want to add a bit more reps into that, just so you can get that feel. We have this tendency that we want to control the rope, even when it's going down, and that's normal, but let it, or just add that feeling or that effort forward and up. At least for Matador, or at least for Underhand. Okay? Crossing it, alternating, and then anchor, and then anchor. Then you can alternate. You can do alternating, anchored, 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 alternating. Anchored, alternating. Anchored. Alright? So, those are 2 different ways, but still the same movement. Alright? Still connecting the upper body, still connecting the left and the right body. So, with overhand, it's more or less the same thing. There's an alternate and an anchored version. Now, the difference between, again, underhand and overhand is that when we do our overhand, it is going back. So it's up and back, or rather, back and up. So the effort is placed when the rope is going back and up, and then you just let it naturally fall down. There's a bit of guidance, definitely, but the effort mostly is placed on the back and up motion. So it's called an overhand because the motion happens over a hand. Right. So with this, same drills or same practices, one hand under, rope hand on top. And let's do 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Notice that the hand with the rope, the palm is up, and then the palm with the rope now, or the back, or the hand with the rope now is palm back, or backhand forward. But yeah, you get what I mean. The same side is still the palm up, but the palm is still facing forward. When with the rope, even with this, palm with the rope, same side, arm side, opposite side, and even on an overhand. So as long as an arm is crossed, it's the backhand, whether it's the backhand that's facing forward. When the arm is on the same side, it is the palm that's facing forward. Make sense? Hopefully it makes sense. All right, so with that again, do 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we do 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Then 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Switch. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Alright? Another thing, try to keep your hands always by the belly area. Anywhere in between the hip and the shoulder or the chest. Keep it at the belly area. Keep your rope close to you. Don't be afraid of the rope. The more you keep the rope close to you, the easier it will become to be comfortable. Right? Now, let's grab both handles. Again, don't forget your grip. Loose, loose, loose. Good. Now, overhand, pendulum. Again, underhand, overhand, underhand, overhand, underhand, overhand, underhand, and overhand. Good. So, loose grip. If you want to keep your wrists together, that's okay. If you want to keep it apart just to get the feeling, why not? Again, lean to that foot, the same side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Now you are in an alternating race and chase. Okay? Alternating overhand race and chase. So the feeling of this is like you're punching. Right? That or you're rowing. You're pulling. The overhand is a push up, or is a push up, forward and up. The overhand, that's the underhand. Overhand is a pull back up. So pull back up. Underhand is push forward up. Alright? So lean to that side, lift the heel, pulse to it, and whenever you're ready, stop. Or slow down and lessen the pulse. Go with the swing. Now, find one hand that you want to isolate and keep that under. The other hand, you're going to let that lead the movement. Do 5 here and find the time to switch. Or you can just simply go back to your alternating, slow down, and then when one hand or the other hand goes to the bottom, then let it stay there and the other hand takes the lead. And that is your anchored overhand race and chase. So you can play around with it. Anchored, alternating, anchored, alternating, anchored, alternating, and anchored. There you go. All right, get some water, take a break, rest, practice some more. Why not, right? So applying that in a traveling sequence, going from overhand to underhand, or this is your overhand, but let that be your overhand, but basically whatever's on the other side is the other swing. So we encountered our side propeller, right? Basically, a side propeller is when the rope is swinging constantly in one side or the other side. Front propeller is when the rope is basically swinging in front of you. When you're doing your front propeller, you'll have to identify where your overhand and your underhand is. So let's say you start out in an overhand and your feet are in a bilateral position or in a neutral position. Now definitely the side propeller is happening to my left. This is my left, by the way. If I step my left foot back, the left becomes my open side. The open side is basically the side of the back foot. Or simply, it's the side where you can open up into your front propeller, if that makes more sense. Okay? Now, the side of where the front foot is my closed side. Because I cannot turn on that side. So, step the left foot back, you turn to your open side, and now you're in a front propeller. Therefore, and obviously, if you turn again to your left, now you are in a, well, underhand. Because the motion is front, is a push, forward, up. If I turn again here, the motion is a, well, both. If I turn to my right, it's a pull, back, up. Right? There you go. Fair enough. Makes sense. So try that out. Play with the side propeller. Step forward, step back, turn to a front propeller, and then turn the same way to the left, and side propeller again. Then turn back into a front propeller, and then turn into a side propeller. And then of course, you can do that with both hands. And then of course, you can also do it on the other side. Now, once you go to the other side, you want to of course change the back foot. Right? Now, you don't necessarily have to pass through a bilateral stance. You can actually already take a big step back, or even just a small one. Basic traveling sequence. Make it easy. So, just know which foot is at the back. Whichever foot is at the back, that is where you're going to turn to. Alright? At least that's when you're in your side propeller. When you're in your front propeller, feel free to turn wherever you want. Hell, you can even turn from a front propeller to another front propeller. Front propeller, front propeller, front propeller. Alright? Now, that's something to explore on your own. Okay, now, I'm going to come back into a bilateral stance with my side propellers going on, and we'll do a Matador. So from here, swinging again, let's start with the underhand. Again, underhand is, yes, it is a push forward and up. There you go. So get into your alternating race and chase, and then come into an anchored race and chase, whichever hand. I'm doing my left hand anchored, so my left hand is on top, my right hand is the one leading. So from here, from this race and chase, I want to get into a Matador, or I want to switch my lead and my right with a Matador. So if you saw a while ago, we already basically did the Matador. Now, this is also a Matador. It's not right or wrong. It's another kind of Matador. Now, you may see other people doing their Matador this way, where there is a delay in the switch or in the swing. And that just adds a bit more dynamic into the movement. And it'll also help when you're starting to transition into other movements. And it'll also help you understand the in and the out steer point of this. Or the movement here is when you're doing your anchored race and chase. So again, my hand is on top, my left hand is on top, my right hand is leading the movement. Now, as I'm doing my anchored race and chase, I want to cross my forearms. So when I'm on my right, I'm going to cross my forearms when I'm going from side to side. Now, when you're doing a Matador, so I'm going to my left. Instead of swinging back to my right, I'm going to take the full swing here. So, full swing, second swing. Then that's when I'm going across. So, from here, full swing, second swing. And then now, I've switched. Now my left is under and my right hand is on top. Now, when I get to the right or to my right, I'm going to take a full swing, then switch. So remember, it's the top hand for both overhand and underhand that's going to lead, especially after the full swing. Alright? So, full swing switch, 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 1, 2, full swing switch, 1, 2, full swing switch, 1, 2, full swing switch. Now, the reason why you want to create that full swing is so that there is room for the top hand to go down, right? As compared to cutting here, I'd rather go in a circle and let it take a hit or let it cross naturally. It's applied naturality. So, 1, 2, 1, 2, full swing switch, full swing switch, full swing switch. Alright? So, getting into your overhand is, again, the same thing, just a different motion. Top hand is the one that goes down. Now, overhand seems to be a more natural, or most people will find it more natural to actually do this. And that's good. If you're already doing it, then great. You know? But if you're still doing this, nothing wrong. So, this is where we're gonna have to go into our anchor. And we're still going to cross. Yes, we're still gonna cross. Now, it may seem awkward, and that's okay. From here, when I hit my left, because my right is on top, my left is under. When I hit my left, I'm going to take a full swing and then switch. Full swing switch, full swing switch, full swing switch, full swing switch. Alright? Whew. Now, a nice drill that you can do to build up into your advanced Matador. Alternating. Anchored rather. Do 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Matador full swing switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Matador full swing switch. 1, 2, and then go down to 3. 1, 2, 3. Full swing switch. 1, 2, 3. Full swing switch. 1, 2, 3. Full swing switch. 1, 2, and then 2. 1, 2. Full swing switch. 1, 2. Full swing switch, and then continuous Matador. Full swing switch, full swing switch, full swing switch, full swing switch. So you can do the exact same thing with overhand. Alternating. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Full swing switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Full swing switch. Down to 3. 1, 2, 3. Full swing switch. 1, 2, 3. Full swing switch. 1, 2, 3. Full swing switch. And then, might as well complete it. 2, 1, 2. Full swing switch. 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 And then, try doing, well, full Matador. 1, full swing switch 1, full swing switch 1, full swing switch 1, full swing, switch one, full swing, switch one. Ha! Alright? So there you go. Now, applying that into your basic traveling sequence, same thing. Side swing, front swing. Okay? Okay, we're starting out in a bilateral neutral stance. I'm going to take 1 foot back. I'm going to use my left. Open side, therefore, is my left. You will notice that the best time to transition is during the full swing as you're about to switch. Because the switch will basically be full swing, switch. So you will notice that my transition from your transition from side swing to front swing, the side swing on the opposite is basically a full Matador. A Matador with the overhand and the underhand. You're basically moving from a Matador overhand to a Matador underhand. So the full swing switch is still applicable. Full swing switch, full swing switch, full swing switch, full swing switch. Right? So play around with that. Go around in a circle with the Matador. Step forward. You can go to the other side. Then back. Right? And yes, you can even go back to your bilateral neutral. Alright. So, just one thing that I want to point out with basic traveling sequence is you can imagine moving in a triangle. Or rather, that's a triangle. In a diamond. If you look at my feet, bilateral neutral, step forward. Or, step back. Triangle, diamond. Or, first a triangle. Step back, step forward, step back. Bilateral split, bilateral split. Bilateral split, bilateral split. Now bring those two triangles, it's a diamond. Plus, you can do this. Bilateral split, split. Bilateral split, split. Alright? And swing side to side. So the easiest time to step is when you're on the other leg. So if you're stepping, if I'm here and I want to step my left foot forward or back, I'm going to lean to the right and let that foot step. So even if I'm swaying forward and back, step my left foot forward and I'm going to lean to that. Because from here, I can actually change, or even from here, or here. I can actually change now the diamond by stepping this here. And from here, I can go back. Boom. Right? So, play around with that. You can also jump or turn. And it's still a diamond. Alright? So, play around with your basic traveling sequence. Play around with your Matador and your overhand. Your Matador and your race and chase, both overhand and underhand. And again, try to keep your handles at least here by the belly. Now for part 2 of this, we are going to tackle straight into our Cheetahs Tail, our Peacock, our Cheetador, and our Peatador. Alright? Stay tuned.